Hey there, Postal here. So today we're going to be taking a flight in the Me-265, the only German ground attack plane that I own. I suppose it's not strictly true. I changed the NC-1070 to be German instead of French, which I thought was just funny. Anyway, the only tech tree ground attack plane that I own for the Germans, and I hopped on it from the Me-410. And from here I'm going to continue down the line. I think in my head I like the playstyle of the Me-265 more than its counterpart, the IL-10 that I have for the Russians. But then again, I tend to do a lot more in the IL-10. You only have 2 bombs with the Me-265. You've got some decent guns. You've got these 230s and you've got these 220s. You've got these 230 cals. And you've got the it's basically 50 cals on the back for your defense. And so it's a pretty well-rounded plane. It can, in a pinch, take out enemy planes that are near it, and you're actually going to see that more in this game than you would typically for a ground attack plane. And that's because we're in a battle that has 6 humans, and all the humans are in some sort of ground attack, whether it's bombers or actual ground attack planes like this. So there is actually more opportunity to take out those GAs than there was to take out ground targets themselves. With only 2 bombs, you're done pretty quickly, obviously, and you want to focus your guns somewhere else. I was able to take out some light targets, but I was also able to take out some planes and really make life difficult for the enemies. So yeah, let's hop right into the battle and see how we can do in this kind of unorthodox battle that we have here. Okay, so it's a Tier A battle. We're in our Tier 7 265, and immediately I noticed we have a bunch of bombers and a bunch of ground attack planes that are humans. So, I know we need to get the military base in the center, and then from there I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing. I'll kind of be playing it by ear on whatever's happening with the map. And so, I don't mind it being in this map, in this setup. I don't mind having everybody else come with me. Typically, if I was going to a sector, I don't mind if everybody else goes to a different sector. I might direct them to a mining facility or an air base or whatever might be around. But I get the feeling we're going to need this to be able to win the battle. So I've gotten quite a bit better at knowing when to use my guns. Actually here, there we go. As far as what targets to use them on, whether it is soft targets or heavy targets, and I don't play ground attack planes very often, so it took me a while to actually implement that and realize that. I've dropped 1 bomb. Figure I better get rid of this guy while I'm here. And if I can get rid of him, I can turn around and then do some more damage to the ground targets. Thought I was doing the right thing there. I know that there wasn't, like a heavy fighter or anything like that on my tail, but I've gone ahead and gotten out of the zone, and we're turning back around now. Still have 1 of our bombs. I'm trying to pay attention to that heavy fighter, see if I need to worry about him. But you can see we've got a lot of ridiculousness in front of us. So I'm going to take the steps here to kind of determine there's nothing to blow up as far as ground targets is concerned. So I'm a little surprised that this guy started turning away from me instead of turning towards me. Instead, he basically gave himself up. I guess he was focused more on the enemy ground attack plane, which is all well and good by me. Hop on the gunner real quick, see what we can do against him. Nothing right there, so we'll turn back around. Right now we're just waiting for defense aircraft or ground targets to flip back over. Alright, so at this point we have nothing to go for as far as air targets is concerned. We should be going for ground targets anyway. So I got some of the soft targets out of there, and now we've got a lot of planes around us again. I want to see if I can get rid of this guy. Yes. And that's what actually flipped the sector for us, which is perfect. Go ahead and reloading the bomb. And the bombs, sorry. We got this Hornet, might as well take him out. Got nothing better to go for. And he's also on our way to that garrison on the enemy on the other side. So when I'm going after aircraft in this plane, I don't, you don't go after them like you would in a heavy or a multi-role or a fighter. You're just kind of meandering with them because they're going to a specific zone. I wanted to make sure that he wasn't able to get the center location here. I know that we've got a ground attack plane behind us. I was kind of playing a game of chicken here, really. Was hoping that he was more focused on attacking the ground than attacking me, and I really shouldn't have done that. If he was paying a little bit of attention to me, he could have gotten rid of me, basically. Using an IL-20, right? So he can definitely tear me up. But he wasn't paying too much attention to me, so now we've gone ahead and turned the tables on him, and we're able to hopefully get rid of him. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Don't want to crash. Almost did anyway. And so yeah, now we've got a pretty substantial lead as far as sectors is concerned. Can we get this guy? Nope. I was hoping to take him out before he took me out. He has that that long cannon, long range cannon, that Key 93, and unfortunately he was able to take me out. So we're dead, but we look like we're, quite a bit above the enemy team when it comes to sectors. Now, goodness knows that at any time that can change. I'm headed over to this garrison because I suspect it's going to flip for the enemy by the time I get there. They've got 3 or 4 enemy aircraft there. Right here I was looking at my engines. I'm like, why is one of my propellers going full speed and one of them's going at like half speed? And so it was kind of driving me nuts. Anyway, so I was hoping or expecting them to flip this sector, but since they hadn't, I figured, well, what the hell? I'll start doing some damage to enemy aircraft. And we'll actually keep the sector, basically, if I can make it happen. 265 is probably going to be the most big pain in the butt to me, just because he can turn with me. Whereas the light fighters and things of that nature tend to go flying by me and don't really, especially if I'm on target with my rear gunner, don't really tend to be an issue. Alright, so we see that the center is going to be flipped soon, which is definitely not what we want. So now it's kind of the opposite, where I was hoping they'd flip the garrison and I'd get there and take it back. Now I'm hoping they don't flip the center, but too late. So the perk to them taking that is, well, my job is to flip it back. So I'll go ahead and take the steps to doing that. Let's first and foremost get rid of anything that can cause issues, right? Friendly is clicking on the center. Yeah, we know we need to get the center. We still have 3 sectors to 2. Game is not guaranteed by any means. So we'll go ahead and take the steps to getting the center back. Everything's flipped over just in time. Let's start shooting it up. Spreading our cannon fire here. And this guy's playing defense, so if he wants to play defense, we can play offense. He's going after a heavy fighter of ours. I want to keep my heavy fighter alive even more than I want to kill this guy. We really need to make sure that we've got, support. So we've gone ahead and done that. Let's go ahead and get some of these soft targets again, and then I'm going to think I would drop the bombs to the left there, wouldn't I? We'll see how that goes. Alright, so it looks like there's a couple hard targets over here to the left I can drop some bombs on. Trying not to die too much. I think I just dropped 1 bomb. Yeah, probably could have dropped 2. Yep, nope, the 1 bomb flipped it. Hey, look at me. Alright, so we've got the center again. And at this point I'd like to think that the game is going to be pretty completed, right? Man, this guy just wasn't paying attention again. So hopefully we'll get him knocked out. He's going for a ground attack plane. Was able to knock him out. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Spinning around, just trying to stay alive really at this point. We don't need to take over any sectors. I just want to make sure that none of the fighters or heavy fighters can come in behind me and take me out. This key obviously is a dangerous plane, but he's toast. We've got, oh no, so we've got somebody coming in on us. Let's see what we can do against him. Nope, we don't have the speed advantage, and we aren't able to flip over quickly enough. Plus, we've got much less hit points, so we're gonna die here. Yeah, tail gunner's gonna get us, right? Alright, so somehow I was gonna say, thought we were gonna be dying there. So he got us. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stay alive, and yeah, but that's the end of the game, really. And so this game was a lot more about me making sure they couldn't flip sectors. You know, the heavy fighters and fighters were fighting with themselves. I was able to take advantage of that and take out a lot of the ground attack planes that were cruising around. Oh, I've had it backwards. We had the 2 bombers and they had the 3 GAs. Duh. But because of the tactics that we used, you know, dropping bombs when we needed to and blowing up planes when we needed to, we were able to come away with a victory there and support our team in winning this game. Alright, so that game ended with 8 frags, which obviously is not the job of a ME-265. But as you saw, we had a bunch of enemy ground attack aircraft, as IL-10M, and we had some 265s that we were going against. So I was playing sector defense as much as I was playing sector attack. And although I got the highest amount of personal points on the team, I didn't get enough chevrons, mainly because, well, I wasn't doing a whole lot of actual ground target destroying. I bet if we looked here at Pirate, yeah, so 14. With 2 bombs and with so many bombers on the same team, especially with RB-17s specialized, I knew it was going to be difficult to get ground targets destroyed. But I used my thanks, Pirate. I used my guns when I could for getting those soft targets, and you know, use my guns, use my bombs as well to like supplement, and then use my guns to really kind of flip sectors via 30 mil cannon. So I really enjoy the 265 as much as I can enjoy a ground attack plane. I obviously don't play it 100% like a ground attack plane should be played, but to be honest, the 265 and I believe the 329, its tier 8 brother, have that flexibility to do what I had to do this particular match. So I'm having fun with this plane, and you guys know me, I like to have fun with the plane line that I'm flying, so I'm glad that I'm able to actually have fun. Yeah, so I'll continue this grind. I've got a little bit more to go. I'm really very much meandering down the ground attack lines, and you know what, actually I need to buy the tier 5 Russian bomber, don't I? I'm really just kind of like getting my daily win in them and then continuing on. These 2 tier 7 planes actually have been pretty fun though, to be honest, enough to where I play them more than once in a day sometimes if I'm not being focused down. One thing I really don't like about ground attack planes is if somebody knows you, you're basically just in trouble, right? You can be focused down very easily in a heavy or a multi-role or even a light fighter if they want to focus you down, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do other than hope your friendlies will save you. I do like that the F7 button seems to work more often than not. You just need to make sure that you hit F7 well ahead of time, not when you're already being attacked. So anyway, no helpful hints in this gameplay. This game was not your standard, quote-unquote standard ground attack flight, but it was a lot of fun, and you know, I just figured I'd post it. How do you guys like this plane? The 265, I've seen some videos, ground attack, but also kind of mixing it up like I did. Do you guys tend to do that as well? Does it help relieve some stress when you're getting your butt handed to you as a ground attack plane when you can actually turn the tables? I know it does for me. So anyway, appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will catch you next time. Bye.